In the small town of Augusta, Georgia, lived a humble man named Marcus Brown. Marcus was a soldier, a man who had worn his country's uniform for 15 years. Tall and strong, with dark skin that glowed in the sunlight and eyes that seemed to carry the weight of 1,000 battles, Marcus was known for his courage and kindness. From a young age, Marcus believed in honor. His father, a preacher, always told him, "Son, no matter what life throws at you, do good, even when others don't." These words stayed with Marcus through thick and thin. At 25, Marcus married the love of his life, Jessica. They had a beautiful son named Elijah, and Marcus thought he was living the perfect dream. When he wasn't deployed, Marcus would spend weekends teaching Elijah how to throw a football or ride a bike. He cherished those moments. To him, family was everything. But life has a way of testing even the strongest hearts. After returning from a year-long deployment overseas, Marcus couldn't wait to see his family. He dreamed of holding Jessica in his arms and watching Elijah's face light up with joy. But when Marcus walked into his home, suitcase still in hand, he was greeted by silence. The house felt cold and empty. He called for Jessica and Elijah, but no one answered. On the kitchen table sat a note. The words hit him like a punch to the chest. "Marcus, I can't do this anymore. I'm leaving. Don't look for me. Take care of yourself." Jessica had left him. Days turned into weeks. Marcus discovered she had been seeing another man while he was away. The betrayal burned deep. He sat in Elijah's empty bedroom for hours, staring at the toys that hadn't been touched. How could she do this to me, he wondered. But the blows didn't stop there. Marcus's closest friend, Damien, was someone he had trusted like a brother. They had grown up together, survived boot camp side by side, and shared secrets no one else knew. After Jessica left, Damien was the only one Marcus confided in. "Man, I'll always have your back," Damien told him one night. But one day, Marcus learned that Damien was the man Jessica had left him for. It shattered him. He confronted Damien, his voice trembling with anger and pain. "How could you do this to me? You were my brother." Damien looked away, ashamed but silent. Marcus stood there, fists clenched, his entire body shaking. "Take revenge," a voice inside him whispered. "They deserve it." But Marcus remembered his father's words, "Do good, even when others don't." Instead of revenge, Marcus walked away. The months that followed were the darkest of Marcus's life. Alone in his house, haunted by memories, he questioned everything. Nights were the worst. He would stare at the ceiling, his chest heavy with grief. One night, Marcus sat in his truck, parked outside a bar, his hand gripping a bottle of whiskey. The pain was unbearable. He thought about ending it all, putting an end to the loneliness and betrayal. But as he looked at himself in the rearview mirror, he saw Elijah's face in his mind. He remembered his son's laughter, his tiny arms wrapped around his neck. "I'm still here," Marcus whispered to himself. "And as long as I'm here, I won't give up." He tossed the bottle away and drove home. The next morning, Marcus put on his running shoes and stepped outside. The cold air hit his face, but it felt like a new beginning. He ran for miles, pushing himself harder with every step. For the first time in months, the weight on his chest started to lift. Marcus began to rebuild his life, one day at a time. He volunteered at a local community center, helping kids who had no fathers. He taught them discipline, kindness, and hope lessons he wished he could teach Elijah. The more he gave to others, the lighter he felt. Years passed, and Marcus became a mentor to many young men. They looked up to him as a hero, though he never saw himself that way. To Marcus, he was just a man trying to do the right thing. One afternoon, as Marcus sat on a park bench, watching the kids play football, a familiar voice called out to him, "Dad?" Marcus turned and saw a young man standing there, tall, strong, with dark skin and eyes just like his own. It was Elijah, now a teenager. Tears filled Marcus's eyes. Elijah. They embraced tightly, the years of pain melting away. Elijah told Marcus how he had searched for him, wanting to know the man his mother had left behind. "I heard about you, Dad," Elijah said. "How you help people. You never gave up. I'm proud of you." In that moment, Marcus knew that everything he had endured, the betrayal, the loneliness, the pain, had led him to this moment of peace. Marcus sat in his small living room that night, staring at the stars outside his window. For the first time in years, he felt whole. He whispered a prayer of gratitude. Life had taken everything from him, his family, his trust, and his joy. But instead of choosing revenge or bitterness, Marcus chose kindness and forgiveness. In the end, it gave him back something far greater: peace. Marcus's story teaches us that life will test us, people will betray us, pain will come. But the power to choose who we become lies within us. Revenge may feel good in the moment, but forgiveness leads to peace. Marcus chose to rise above the darkness, and in doing so, he became a light for others. And so can we. If you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more inspirational content. Share this story with someone who needs a little hope today. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.